This is footage of the first white South African refugees arriving in America. So there's no war going on in South Africa, and yes, they're being called refugees. At least that's the narrative being pushed by US President Donald Trump's administration. Trump says white farmers in South Africa are being targeted through land reform policies, and has argued they deserve refugee status due to what he describes as anti-white discrimination. But the situation on the ground and the response from many South Africans, including white Afrikaners themselves, tells a different story. Afrikaners are white South Africans, descendants of Dutch settlers who arrived in the 1600s. These settlers helped establish colonial rule, introduced slavery, and later enforced apartheid, a system of institutionalized racial segregation. During apartheid, non-white South Africans were legally barred from owning land in the vast majority of the country. And although apartheid ended in 1994, land ownership remains deeply unequal. Today, around 72% of all private land is still owned by white South Africans, who make up just 7% of the population. In response, the South African government has introduced land reform measures, including a recent amendment allowing land to be expropriated without compensation, but only under very specific conditions, such as abandoned or unused land. The aim is to reverse historical injustices, not to target people based on race. Still, Trump and others have expressed concern. But within South Africa, many white South Africans, including Afrikaners, don't share that view. Many Afrikaners have even taken to social media to push back on the narrative, hawking their white privilege. For years, right-wing lobbying groups like AfriForum, which presents itself as a civil rights organization for Afrikaners, have campaigned against land reform, arguing it's a form of reverse discrimination. But several international human rights observers describe AfriForum as an ultra-nationalist group that misrepresents the situation in South Africa and fuels fear-based narratives abroad. This messaging has helped shape parts of foreign policy and public opinion, particularly in the US. South Africa is still grappling with the legacy of apartheid, and land ownership is at the heart of that struggle. But the picture is far more nuanced than headlines suggest. While some view land reform as a threat, others, including many Afrikaners, recognize it as part of an ongoing national conversation about justice, equity, and belonging. I was Ahmed Ghunim for CGTN America. Please let us know what you think in the comments below.